Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. Welcome back, everybody. Today, my guest is composer Chee-Hwa Tan, and she has a lot of pieces on the New Federation Festival list. I'm so excited to talk to her today. Welcome, Chee-Hwa.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your piece, Coming Home. This piece has this beautiful singing melody, which you moved to left hand at one point to give students an opportunity to get some experience with that. And this piece has this really beautiful sense of longing to it. Talk to us a little bit about what we should be thinking about as students are playing this piece, but I'm also really interested to hear, what does this piece mean to you?
So thank you for those observations. For myself, I always keep a list of pieces with a left-hand melody because that's just not developed enough. It's very important. It's all over the more advanced literature. So to have that developmentally as we're growing in our playing is so important to experience that, being able to shape in both hands. You know, we are supposed to be ambidextrous as pianists. But that concept of coming home, I thought, we all need to be able to process our emotions of yearning, longing, sadness, sometimes regret at all levels. So I wanted something at this level where students could process the emotions and explore that through their music. As an immigrant, having to deal with family that's overseas, that the two sides of myself and the two worlds, two sets of memories. I drew upon that for this. Or even just as a parent and remembering the childhood of your children versus now, the passing of time, and realizing for me, this piece is about that you have to, ultimately, it's good to create a home wherever you're at. And the poetry, the haikus were not written, the pieces were not written around the haikus, unlike Through the Window Pane and the Charles Garner Verses and Windy Nights, where we had the poems and I created the pieces for the poems. In this case, I created the pieces, made rough recordings of them and sent them to my friend Kathy, who is an amazing haikuist. And she listened to the recordings and she came up with the haikus. And we didn't really discuss what I was thinking at that time because I hadn't quite come up with my process. So it amazed me that her haiku expressed what I had in my heart when I created this piece.
That's beautiful. It's a testament to your skill as a composer that you were able to convey those emotions so clearly that she could tell exactly what was on your heart and what you meant by them. That's just really beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to something that's more concrete, give us some tips for teaching students to help voice that left-hand melody and to still be able to maintain artistic integrity and shape it beautifully as they're playing it.
So I believe what has helped me a lot in my own playing and teaching is creating letting the oral model be the guide. So to create an oral model, whatever you hear is what you will tend to produce, no matter how much information you get on technique. And I do some of that too, but I usually first default to the ear. And so even from the very beginning, when you're looking over the piece, to sing the melody in both hands. And you can do that. As pianist, the student doesn't have to play it. I can play it. We can sing it together. You know, when they get that oral model in their mind, that's what will the body will naturally gravitate to adjust for that. But on the other hand, practically and physically speaking, when they play a left-hand melody, we sing it together, and I also have them transfer. Now, it's more a psychological thing. I have them shift to the left, in this case, left hip, so they don't tilt or do this, you know, but they shift their weight to their left arm, so the left arm feels heavier. And it's a psychological thing, but that image tends to work really well. So that they use more arm in that, more gesture in that. There will be more projection of sound when they do that. Just simple, less words, just a simple instruction is what works for me.
I love that. That is a great tip. Is there anything else that you would like us to know about Coming Home?
Well, I would like you to know that Coming Home is a wonderful piece to use as for improvisation and creating their own piece on their feelings. All they have to do is keep the same left hand, and you could even duet that left hand for them. That's what I usually do. I usually lower the bar so low that they can step over it easily when it comes to creating to start with. So I would play that left hand with them, have them improvise with 2 notes, just 2 notes, because then they start getting bored and they start adding some rhythm, and note values, 2 or 3 notes, and then have them create something of their own with the first 8 measures would work. But nearly all my pieces have that element where you can take the concept that it is exploring and create your own out of it using the piece as a model.
I love that. What a neat way to open the door to students for composition and to get them to find their own creative voice. That is just really cool. Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for being here. My guest today has been composer Chee-Hwa Tan, and her book is Once Upon a Journey, Book 1. It is available from pianosafari.com. Make sure you check it out. It is truly lovely. Thank you once again, Chee-Hwa.
Thank you.